also 389 dispatch. I've located the body. The scene's about 50 yards on the trail.
This lone cop just discovered a dead body in the middle of the woods.
What is that? Sounds like it's heading this way.
I see some knife up top of the body, carving the blood of the place.
10-4, signal 7. Please send another unit to my location.
What he doesn't know yet is that the lifeless man in front of him has been tortured for hours by the twisted man hiding in this very forest.
Alright, bro. See, that's the thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was out earlier today, bro. And I was doing my little dash and shit. You feel me? I was out earlier. And, bro, we came across this house that was, like, surrounded by trees, forests, and all types of shit. Like, it was on some Conjuring shit. Like, you had to go in the back roads. It wasn't near no houses at all. All you seen around there was woods, trees, tall grasses. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. All you see was this type of shit around it, bro. It was a random house sitting there. And they order on DoorDash. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, nigga? So I'm back there. And, you know, hey, I ain't gonna lie. So, hey, I mean, if they, you feel me? If they, you know, believe in God, you know, praise to them. But, like, the front door had a little cross thing on it. I ain't gonna lie, my heart dropped to my ass, bro. I was looking around there. Everything was looking all dusty, old. Looked like it's from, like, 1960. It looked like a Conjuring house, I swear to God. It looked like something that was genuinely off the Conjuring, bro. I'm not gonna lie, heart dropped to my ass. That was probably the fastest shit I ever did in my life. Anything involving the forest, bro, I can't do it. Anything around the forest. Last thing I did with the forest, bro, was like me walking the trails when I was a young nigga, bro. But I was with family. You feel me? But anything like this, I don't know if I can do it. I ain't gonna lie. Especially being on like the Discover team or the Discovery team or whatever you call this team right here that goes around discovering shit. Whatever you call this team right here, bro. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Whoever did that's fresh.
They got balls, nigga.
Some creepy shit right here. Smell this, right? You don't smell gas right here? Yeah. Are they gonna torch him?
I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. There's something moving around back this way.
He carries 3 or 4 knives on him. He thinks he's random.
You're what? I'm just like a god.
Hold on, man. What the hell? All footage is real and obtained
It's
by
December
US law
23rd, 2022, and Officer Azure has just received a 911 call from a distraught man reporting that he's found his best friend's lifeless body in the middle of the Lake Jackson forest. Officer Azure, along with a group of first responders, quickly arrive at the scene.
That's my friend, man.
Okay, y'all stay right there.
Here they encounter Jamie, the 911 caller, and his best friend Robert, both of whom urgently want to show the officer where their dead friend is. Considering the serious circumstances, Officer Azure decides to follow Robert into the forest despite being alone.
389, I'm 1012 with him. Just give me a minute. I'm 1012 with 2. I'm heading down to take a look. 361, if you want to come down, and 56 with the EMS in the back. I'm headed down to the scene.
We're gonna go back that way about 50 yards.
Okay.
50 yards. When I walked over the bridge,
Yeah.
knife was laying on the ground. There's no blood on it.
Did you touch the knife?
I did pick up the knife.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need to get fingerprints from you, okay?
No problem. I walked by the tarp, and you couldn't see James.
Okay.
And then Alan walked by the tarp and goes, "What's that?" And he picked the tarp up with his sticky on his hand, and James was laying there face down, and I dropped the knife and we left.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna need to get a very detailed statement from
niggas
you,
are going in
okay?
there?
Just because.
I understand.
Well, the thing is,
sorry, my nigga. That's the day I quit, nigga. They tell me some shit like that. One of the co-workers walked in there and tried to figure out some shit. They found him back there face down on the ground, bro. Knife in hand on the ground, too. Try to pick up the tarp. The nigga just face down there. Yeah. That's what we call it a day. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I call it a day, my nigga. Switching career paths instantly. With ease.
I'm not accusing you of anything, but you have to be ruled out. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
At this point, the officer can't yet confirm Robert's story, but with a dead body reported, he has no choice but to push deeper into the woods. However, alone with a suspicious man he's just met and a killer who could be lurking nearby, the officer knows he must proceed with extreme caution.
You just hang on down right here for me, okay? Let me get up there and take a look.
You better than that song.
Which one?
Right here, playing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then you please put in that back stand, please.
All right. Where's the knife?
The knife is on the left-hand side of him.
Okay.
Laying on the ground. He's got a white belt.
Okay. Just hang out there for me, okay?
Yeah.
Jamie was telling the truth. Wrapped inside the tarp is the body of James Leidendecker. He's lying naked in a pool of his own blood,
seen his
covered in
socks.
cuts and scrapes.
Y'all seen that nigga
Realizing
socks?
the severity of the situation, Officer Azure immediately instructs Jamie to
I
head
seen
back
his
while
socks,
he
bro.
investigates further.
What the hell?
That's when Officer Azure begins to hear some unsettling noises.
I'm not sure if it's a person or I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. Sounds like it's heading this way. Hey, LT.
Fortunately for Officer Azure, backup arrived just in time, providing some relief from whatever might have been lurking in the forest.
There's nothing for y'all to check. He's cold to the touch. All right, we've got knife right here, body here, tents, whole camp spread up back here. We've also got one outstanding.
What the hell are you talking about?
There's 2 people who live in this camp,
And one's not here?
and one's outstanding at the moment.
Did you find the knife?
Yeah.
I got a knife right here.
There's no blood on it.
Well, there's something right there, but hey, did you still got those 2 guys 10-12 up front?
Yeah, they're standing there waiting for us.
Good, because one that led me back touched the knife, so we need to get his prints and a statement off him. The other one touched the tarp. They found out what was going on and they took off. I checked the camp and he's the only one back here.
Well, I got the name of the person that he was arguing with at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so, and I've got what looks like maybe his clothes right over there. So he's naked and there's some clothes right there on the fire.
That's crazy.
As medical staff arrives and examines the body more closely, they observe a brutal manner of death, blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and something even more disturbing, gasoline, found in James's lungs and stomach. Detectives are left with a burning question.
Oh no. See? I don't care how much they trying to offer me to goddamn go out there and try to figure all that extra bullshit out. I'm not doing it, nigga. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. You hand me an M. Hand me M's, nigga. I'm not taking that shift. I'm sorry. I'm calling in sick. I'll be on the clock and call in sick, nigga. That stomach ache will kick in like shit. I'm gonna pull a Hercule. I'm gonna pull a
Why
Missy
would a
Safe. I am,
victim
bro.
have
I'm
gasoline
not doing that
inside
shit.
him?
The fuck?
However,
Bro,
this would be
going out
only
to the
one
damn
of
forest, you find a nigga out there in the tarp, wrapped up, butt booty naked, passed away in just socks. Anything involving, bro, I played too many horror games to be doing shit like that. Swear to God, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Too many horror games, bro. Watch. If they don't keep an eye on everybody around there, they're gonna start noticing members start disappearing.
Many disturbing details
Facts.
officers uncover at the scene.
Hey, Seth, take a look at this for me. Dude. What is that? Is that just soot weared off on that, or?
I
mean, it looks awful shiny.
Where he has been stabbed, just from what I can see. But he is butt naked, face down on a tarp with his upper torso covered, so definitely not. And definitely.
Hold on.
Awful shiny. Is soot weared off on that, or?
I
mean, it looks awful shiny.
Where he has been stabbed, from what I can see. But he is butt naked, face down on a tarp with his upper torso covered, so definitely not. and definitely somebody put him here. So I don't know what his face looks like. If he was stabbed in the neck or the face, the blood may be hidden by the tarp. I'm not seeing any obvious blood. Apparently the witness picked up the knife, and the knife has like a rope string around it. Oh, there's blood on it. Yeah, the tarp's brown, but there's blood all over the tarp, like blood splatter.
It looks like, I mean, he was moved post-mortem. You can tell by the way he was
Oh,
dragged.
he's got his fucking leaf in his ass crack.
Yeah.
That's hollow down below, you see that?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Almost looks like the carbon odin. Missing the one eye. You see that?
Fucking nuts.
Like this.
Smell gas.
Smell gas?
Oh, they had to cut that with a chainsaw, right? And it looks like,
You smell gas right here.
yeah.
By now, officers were certain they had a murder on their hands. The injuries to the body, the bloody knife, and the presence
Damn,
of gasoline all point to one thing. This wasn't just a killing, but a calculated act where the victim had likely been tortured for hours.
Damn. See, that's that forest shit. I'm telling you, bro, that's that forest shit, man. That's that forest shit, bro.
With this in mind, officers would return to question Jamie, the man who had originally called 911. And what Jamie reveals would soon lead investigators directly to the killer. But before we continue, it's worth noting that tragedies like these could affect any of us. Take Yvette Torres. She was walking home from work in Philadelphia when a truck struck her without warning. Morgan & Morgan fought for her in court and won her nearly $51 of Verdal. Injured, screen. Officers were about to speak camera. With that said, let's get back to the investigation. Officers were about to speak again with Jamie, one of the eyewitnesses, and he would provide them with their biggest lead yet.
So I heard arguing and stuff. So I go through the woods, go to this camp.
So you
I
left.
walk back to the camp because, you know,
Right.
homeless people argue all the time about dumb shit. It's been a while now, and I haven't heard anything from James or anybody over there. So I go over there to me and my friend that's with
The other
officer
deputy.
now. Go over there, right? So when I walk, get to a certain point, I see a tarp laying
Right.
there beside this tree, which is never there. I
And
flip over
inside
the
is-
tarp is I don't even know if it's James or
All right. Well, we're gonna get it figured out, okay? Do you know James' last name?
Dude.
Do you know James'
No,
last
ma'am,
name?
no, ma'am.
No.
I'm talking about the person who did this,
36.
because I know who it is.
He knows.
Dusty McDonald. It lives right up.
Oh, yeah. Dusty McDonald. That sounds like some, like, old shit that was told centuries ago or some shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The name don't really sound too much like something that was told centuries ago, but, like, I ain't gonna lie. The way he's telling his story and he already knows who the name is and he already knows who did it, and, like, it could have been anybody in that forest, and the fact that he knows off rip who did it, that's like some, like, cursed forest shit or something like that. Like, this nigga a paranormal activity entity.
He just got the complaint this morning. Man come down there with a hatchet, threatening, chopping shit up. Called it in, sheriff's department. They come over, they talked to him, they told him that they're gonna go over and talk to him and just stay away.
And James is the one who called.
No, ma'am.
Who called this morning? Rick. Okay. Do you know
Rick
Rick's
is
last
the one
name?
who stays there.
Okay.
No, ma'am, but Rick is the one who
Rick.
stays there. James is a friend of everybody's, but
So I
he was
should be
staying
able
up
to
there with
find out by
Dusty.
his name.
According to Jamie, a man named Dusty McDonald had attacked another man, Rick, with a hatchet earlier that day. Police were called but were unable to locate or confront Dusty at the time. While this incident was concerning, it wasn't enough on its own to establish Dusty as a primary suspect. Until nearly every witness interviewed pointed.
What do I say? What? Alright, now call her, bro. There you go. Now call her. There you go, my nigga. There you go. Now call her or go up to her in school. Now this is like your last opportunity, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like you got revived, basically. You know how in dodgeball when niggas throw the ball and somebody catches and they bring you back into the game? That's basically what the hell just happened here. So you better not fuck this part up. Can I call her tomorrow? I mean, shit, if you want to, that's all up to you. Or talk during school, one of the two. You feel me?
To him as well. Eventually, officers had gathered enough statements to justify bringing Dusty in for questioning. All they needed now was to find him. As police began searching for Dusty, other officers on scene would sit down with the two 911 callers to piece together a timeline. According to them, the day had started with unsettling signs that something was off.
Okay. We both went down there. We live right here. Okay. We wanted to go check on our family. He's wrapped up in a tarp.
Okay. Sir,
we came back
I heard arguing earlier, right?
We know who was down there, sir.
Arguing.
Okay.
So I walked down through the woods. I seen Dusty have James on the ground. He was saying, you shouldn't talk shit about this, that. You know what I'm saying? I heard, like, oh, they just getting shit up, you know what I mean? But I never hear nothing from over there no more. I'm like,
You know Dusty's real name or?
Dusty McDonald.
Did you say that James called them today and said, hey?
Nope, Rick.
Oh, Rick called.
Rick. James was there.
When Dusty went over there and cut his tent with
cut him
machete?
up, threatened with a machete,
Yep.
cut his tent up,
Yep.
all kind of shit.
They called the police. I was there
Yep,
for that.
called the police, made a report, and the police just said, stay away from him.
Camping with a
There's
crazy
a tarp
nigga,
laying
I'm
beside a tree.
That's so crazy,
It's never
bro.
there, because I live here. And I took the stick and went. When I flipped it up, I seen legs.
That's so
Based
crazy.
on these witness accounts, officers now have a fairly detailed picture of what likely unfolded just hours earlier. They also have a lead suspect, Dusty McDonald, a name one of the officers happened to be familiar with.
Familiar with?
They already brought up his name.
It's not his first rodeo.
Dustin McCormick.
Yeah, Dusty.
Dusty,
Yeah, that's wicked.
supposedly general and some militia come down there this morning with a machete and started hacking up some of the tents because so he wanted to clear the area. Said he's a signal 20 and off his meds.
They said Dusty. They said Dusty's the one that's outstanding. Yeah, they said this guy Dusty left from over here like later in the evening.
By now, it was clear Dusty had likely been involved in the murder, and with Jamie and Robert's statements in hand, police began piecing together the sequence of events leading up to the brutal killing.
Plot twist. You know, I ain't even going to do that because this is actually a very, 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 very serious topic. But that would be crazy if we get closer towards the end of the video and they say like it was either Jamie or Rick that was the niggas that did it. Or they find out that it was Jamie or Rick that it was one of those two niggas that did it. And Dusty just really got the script flipped on him. Maybe I watch too many shows. Maybe I play too many like horror games and I play too many plot type of games. I don't know. But that would be crazy if they do that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
In hand, police began piecing together the sequence of
I don't think that's
events
gonna happen,
leading
though.
up to the
It's real
brutal
life. This is
killing.
a real life situation.
Earlier that day, Rick, another man who lived at the camps, had called 911 claiming a Dusty McDonald had slashed his tent with a machete while searching for a man named James, even threatening him in the process. Later that afternoon, Dusty managed to find James, and witnesses reported hearing arguing from the camp. When they checked to see what was going on, they saw Dusty on top of James, wrestling and yelling. It didn't appear to be anything more than a heated argument, so they returned to their camp. However, hours would pass, and nobody had heard.
Niggas screaming to the top of their lungs with machetes in their hand, talking about just a heated argument, like this is basketball or something, bro. No. These niggas are out here with swords, machetes, and all types of stuff,
They
bro.
returned to their camp. However, hours would pass, and nobody had heard from James. Robert and Jamie began to worry and decided to go looking for him. And that's when they found a blue tarp covering James's lifeless body. Nearly all witness accounts lined up perfectly with this timeline of events, making the next step for officers clear: arrest Dusty and bring him in for interrogation. Fortunately, since officers had begun the work of locating him earlier that day, they already had Dusty's address. Soon after, they surrounded the house, ready to move in.
I don't know if that's him, but there's somebody.
I wouldn't even feel safe doing this, bro. That's why I can't do cops.
Sheriff Officer,
That's why I
put
can't
a
be
knife
cop,
down,
bro.
man.
It's not rush. It's not
Come
like
on
no
out.
rush hour shit, bro.
Come on out.
This is the stuff you really
Come on
gotta
out.
deal with.
I don't have anything in my hands. Come on.
Please, I don't
Come
have
on.
anything in my hands.
Come on out.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on out.
Dude, I'm right here.
Dusty.
Okay. Dude, yeah.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Dude, a man just tried to light me on fire, dude. Y'all know what happened down there. That man tried to light me on fire, man. It's all on surveillance, dude.
Listen, Dusty, you try to do things stupid, the dog's gonna bite you, you understand?
I'm not even armed, dude. Look at there. I'm not armed at all, sir. Sir, man just left my house and tried to murder me down there and light me on fire.
Dusty's behavior would be bizarre from the start, immediately insisting that James tried to set him on fire and that the officers, quote, already know what happened down there. Whether he's trying to claim self-defense or is just completely unhinged is anyone's guess.
Sorry, walk this way. Yeah, dude, sir, you know what
Pretty sure what the
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Dude, man tried to light me on fire as I
Listen,
Okay,
we've got one side. Okay? That's why you need to come with us. Okay? I know you are.
With the supposed killer in custody, officers concluded the disturbing on-scene investigation and began preparing for interrogation. If Dusty was their killer, given what had been done to the victim's body, it pointed to someone deeply disturbed. That suspicion would soon be confirmed. By now, Dusty had already raised serious concerns. He had slashed Rick's tent and threatened him. On top of that, multiple witnesses had just reported seeing him argue with James hours before the murder. However, despite how clear things seemed, there was one major complication. Dusty was claiming self-defense. He alleged that James had thrown gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire. This wasn't a claim detectives could easily dismiss, especially given the distinct smell of gasoline at the scene, meaning there was a possibility he could get away with his crime. Even though it's clear who's behind the murder at this point, Dusty's story...
Didn't they say... His name's like... I don't want to mess his name up, but I'm going to say the dude that was in the tent. Bruh, didn't they say the dude in the tent had like gasoline inside of his body or something like that, bro? So what? Huh?
Now carries a shred of credibility. Detectives have one goal: to break that story, either by disproving his self-defense claim using witness statements, or, ideally, by getting a confession. Either way, the investigation is about to get a lot more complicated. To move forward, detectives start by bringing in people from the encampment who knew Dusty well and interacted with him regularly. If Dusty had a pattern of violent behavior, these individuals were the most likely to have seen it firsthand.
My goal here is to kind of get, from your perspective, kind of what you saw, what you heard.
He ain't really been fucking with me at all. I ain't never had no crosswords. He's always insistent, oh, come up there and do your laundry and all that shit, you know. Come up there and get a shower, that's what it was. Come and get a shower, come get a shower all the time.
Come and get a shower.
Got a shower and get him $2 afterward, you know, just a gesture.
Rick explains that Dusty often offered showers and...
Add yourself to this. What is this? Literally, the dude before this nigga genuinely, he looks like he could be some relative of yours, buddy. First and foremost, you bum ass bitch, and second of all, boy, no, I'm not adding myself to this. The fuck is this, bro? What the fuck is this, bro? I told you how it goes. The list is Duke Dennis, Jay Cinco, Leek to Official, and then Marlon is somewhere under us. I ain't gonna lie, he's somewhere under us, my nigga. It's facts. How many times do I have to tell y'all niggas? His facts, bro. He's somewhere there under us, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it honest, bro. I'm just keeping it honest. I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe the Fantastic, or the Chop 4, or whatever the hell.
And laundry to homeless individuals in the...
You seen this one?
Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, I seen this one. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I seen this one. It was bad. He had the stripper girlfriend.
The area, sometimes charging a small fee. This catches the attention of detectives.
That shit was terrible. I ain't gonna lie.
These seemingly generous acts may be a part of a larger pattern of manipulation, a way for Dusty to assert control over the homeless community. It's a detail that could support their efforts to build a stronger case against him.
I tried my best to get along with him. You know, he had a shower that we all used, you know, sometimes try to keep him good with him for those reasons and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
Never, my wildest dreams that I think he was capable of murdering. That's the honest truth. I was just over there basically using his necessities like we all were. When he got a chance to, shower. Usually offered it.
Camping with a crazy man, bro.
That's his way of making friends with us, I think.
Camping with a crazy
I
man,
had stayed with him before.
It's already. Oh, I'm sorry. This is why I could never do like Boy Scout shit. This is why I could never do none of that extra shit where niggas had to go into the forest or nothing like that. I ain't gonna lie. I can't do no camping with random ass niggas or nothing like that, because you could run across a nigga like that and the same shit. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even feel comfortable going down there if I was a cop in that damn forest, bro. And just seeing that, I feel like that's just bad. It's bad energy, bro. I don't know. It's just bad. It reminds me of some paranormal activity shit.
Friends with us, I think. I had stayed with him before, and he kicked me out. I thought I was in a light, so I was taking pictures of him and stuff like that with my phone, and I didn't even have a phone. Like, I saw you taking pictures of me with your phone. I said, I don't even have a phone. He said, you gotta go. So I left. That's that.
Dusty lives in a house near the homeless camps, a property owned by his grandfather. At first, much like Rick, Busby describes Dusty as someone who seems generous, allowing members of the homeless camp to use his home for basic amenities. As investigators continue interviewing members of the homeless community, a more troubling picture of Dusty begins to emerge. He has a history of strange and violent behavior marked by paranoia and delusions. However, officers face a challenge. The interviews so far have been too vague, highlighting patterns of behavior but lacking concrete details to build a solid case. This leads detectives back to Jamie, the original 911 caller and the person with the clearest recollection of events so far, and he's able to offer meaningful insight into who Dusty really is.
Mr. Allen, my role here in all this, it's just kind of to get from your perspective, your side of things, what you saw, what you observed.
Man came to my camp last night. I used to stay up there with him. He's a violent person.
Okay.
It's over.
His papa always wanted to let me stay there because he's the one who owns the property.
It's really over.
The reason I don't stay there is because you don't do what he says, and he gets all angry and threatens you, and he just crazy shit. I said, well, I
what does he usually carry?
He had a stick.
But this is some like.
But he's either got a stick.
This reminds me of that nigga that's in the quarry at the beginning, bro. I didn't finish the quarry, but it reminds me of the dude that's in the beginning of the quarry, bro. That man that like made like the campers go the other way around, and he was in the suit, and he told people not to come to that certain camp and shit like that. And he ended up killing the girl and the dude or some shit like that. Or the dude got locked in the basement. And I forgot what happened after that. You know, the beginning of the quarry. He kind of remind me of someone like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Take a machete at night. He carries like 3 or 4 knives on him. Machete, sticks, he's like...
You remind me of one of those type of game like evil
While Dusty had a reputation as a bully who routinely harassed the homeless community, no one expected his behavior to escalate to cold-blooded murder. His so-called generosity, offering his home for showers and laundry, masked a deeper need for control and manipulation. The same people he claimed to help were also the ones he intimidated and threatened, revealing a warped sense of power and superiority. In the end, this contradiction may have set the stage for the gruesome murder. When Dusty was brought in for questioning, his demeanor was strangely calm. At this point, he seems to believe that he is seen as a victim of an attack by this homeless man. He didn't seem like he was in his right mind at all. Detectives were hoping to learn about Dusty's side of the story, but instead were met with, well, a lot of nonsense.
You know I'm an owl, right?
You're what?
You know I'm an owl, right?
Okay.
You know what that means, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Golly. Thank you. This has been a really hard day. Sir, I waived all rights a long time ago. I still have a great sense of innocence within me, if it ain't obvious to you this time.
Throughout his interrogation, Dusty's responses are filled with incoherent delusions and deflections.
Something not right up here, bro. I don't know if he's off hard drugs. I don't know. But he fucked himself over, bro. Whatever happened to him up here with his head and not being in the right headspace, he genuinely just fucked his life over, bro, because he wants to be so. Oh my gosh, bro. You can't put trust in niggas, bro. You can't. You can never put trust in niggas, especially when they show you signs like this. You drift off. You leave them be. You can never put trust in niggas like that. Ever. You can't, because you don't know where their head could be. Ever.
In Dusty's mind, he's, quote, an owl, constantly watched, monitored, and under surveillance. It's clear that without his medication, his schizophrenia is spiraling out of control.
Alright, bet.
I'm handling remarkably well. Jesus, man, that was some crazy shit, man. And to still be able to get us some usable intel, you know, you'll get why staying at that place is so dangerous for me. I know a lot of trust is getting to me or like that, but man, thank you for saying we'll be talking about this.
Dusty seems to believe he's outsmarted the cops, thinking he's there to provide valuable intel as the victim. But he will soon find out that he's actually a suspect in the cold-blooded murder of an innocent man.
This nigga's crazy, bro.
You know, I've been going hard, you know. I'm so exhausted.
How long have you been doing it?
What, this kind of work? Not very long. That was my first. I think everybody knows that. From the get-go. You know, thank you for this deep psychological support. It's helping a lot. Good.
Listening closely to Dusty's words.
Does he say how long he been doing? Like, when he said how long he been doing that, does he mean how long he been doing what he did to the dude in the morning time, or?
What, this kind of work?
How long have you been doing it?
What, this kind of work?
I think he generally means his work.
Not very long.
Because, like, bro.
That was my first. I think everybody knows that.
And he's saying that was my first. I think everybody knows that. Like, this is something you just brush off. Like, after it's one, you just, okay, it's Call of Duty. Let's just see if I can get more. No, nigga. No.
You know,
boy.
Thank you for this deep.
This nigga must genuinely think he in like a Quarry, the Dark Pictures, The Devil in Me type of game or some shit, bro. He could just rack up. And since they're on his camp, he could just rack up. No, nigga. That's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. Bro, trying to...
Listening closely to Dusty's words, it seems as if he's openly admitting to the murder. Although his statement is scattered and unclear, it gives detectives the impression that he's acknowledging responsibility without fully grasping the seriousness of his actions. But Dusty's bizarre admissions wouldn't stop there, as he continues rambling incoherently.
I was brushing, and then he throws that gasoline on me, because you saw how I was rolled up and down there. Dude, I thought I was just doing it for the other. You know what I mean? Because that was my intention. Everybody knows that. I then managed to hit that Neo UI and come out like that. I don't know how I do it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm just experimenting in the house with blades, like before back when I took the butcher knife and threw it in curved on. But, I mean, shit, I don't know how I do it, sir. I just know with my beautiful mind that it's a three-way. Yeah. You know, it's the photographic, the audiogenic intake, and then the loving connect.
Yeah.
You know, if y'all don't ever think I'm so amazed that I'm just like, oh God. Man, I never thought it would be something like that, but my God, what that thing was.
While Dusty's ramblings could be interpreted as an admission that James was his first murder, the statement is buried in a mix of delusions about retinoids, his photographic memory, and other incoherent claims. The detective picks up on this and pushes further, trying to separate fact from fiction in Dusty's fractured account.
For me to verify everything that I can see elsewhere, I'm trying to... I know you're not mad at me, that's just, I don't want you to think I'm asking questions.
So many others, like, think my personality is, I can't talk to people.
I can, yeah, but I don't want you to think I'm being an absurd.
I am very relieved that we were having this conversation.
Dusty claims he's not mad and that people don't understand how he communicates. This shows he might have a twisted view of himself, possibly because of paranoia, delusions, or mental illness. What's strange is how calm and relieved Dusty seems. Most guilty people would be nervous or scared during an interrogation, but Dusty is different. He seems to still believe he's the victim and doesn't grasp the seriousness of his actions. Instead of taking responsibility, he thinks people just don't understand him. This becomes even clearer when Dusty asks one final question to the detective.
Will I be able to go home? I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah, because
he's definitely more than ill. Yeah, bro. If he's asking that, bro, yeah, his brain is not turned on at all. Like, they did not press the switch on that nigga shit, bro. I don't know if he's off I don't know if he's off drugs. I don't know if this is just genuinely how he thinks. I don't know. He has to be. Something has to be something. Something has to be wrong, bro. Something has to be wrong here, because there's no possible way. He took a man out, threatening other niggas with machetes, knives, doing all this, that, and the third at the camp. Killed a man, put him in a tarp, wrapped him up, and then asked the police if he can go home after they was questioning him.
is our am I going to jail or we're going down to dance? We're gonna have to figure that kind of out because you know how this thing kind of goes from here. I guess. I'm gonna come talk to you about it. Just look okay.
After this bizarre exchange, the detective had heard enough to know it was time to wrap up the interrogation. Dusty's lack of remorse and distorted grip on reality made it clear they were dealing with someone who didn't fully understand the weight of his actions. According to the pathology report, the victim, James Leidendecker, was subjected to horrific torture before his death. His body showed severe blunt force trauma, including cuts, bruises, and fractures to his face, nose, ears, and mouth.
Damn.
His eyes had severe bleeding, and many of his teeth were broken. The injuries also extended to his neck, with heavy bleeding in the muscles and a broken hyoid bone, suggesting he had been strangled. His torso displayed several broken ribs and—
Bro, he's not right. The nigga's not right here, bro. He's not right. This is why you can't go around trusting niggas, bro. I don't care. You can't just be going around trusting niggas, bro. If you notice that nigga showing off bad energy, showing bad times, from the way he talks to the homeless niggas, if that nigga is threatening homeless niggas, what makes you think you're any different? What makes you think I'm any different? What makes you think anybody is any different?
and internal bleeding was found in his chest and abdomen. One of the most disturbing details from the report was that James had been exposed to gasoline. His skin had begun to slough off in areas, and a strong smell of gasoline was found on his arms, thighs, and hands. Gasoline was also detected in his lungs and stomach, indicating he had inhaled and swallowed.
Bro, that's worse. I don't care, bro. All of it is bad. All of it is bad. Any type of form of like doing shit like that is bad. But that's worse. Me personally, I think that's worse than like somebody like shooting a man in GTA. Genuinely, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Torturing somebody in GTA and then doing that, that's worse. That's worse. On God, on everything I love, that is worse, bro. I feel like that's worse, bro. It's all bad. None of it should happen at all. 100% none of it should happen. But still, bro, god damn.
Followed it before he died. This made the murder even more gruesome. Dusty was processed for forensic evidence and transported to the Leon County Detention Facility. The witness statements, his vague confession, and the forensic evidence from the scene were enough to formally charge him. Dusty McDonald was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, and as of this video's upload, his case remains ongoing.
Bro, I mean, is it even a question? Like, do we even have to really say sentence awaiting trial? Like, bro, I'm pretty sure at least 99.6% of the video and the comment section knows what type of trial he's gonna get, bro. Knows what type of sentence he's gonna get. I'm pretty sure 99.6% of this comment section or people that watch this video knows what type of sentence he's gonna get. Literally, even if it's anything under life, even if they say 99 years and they just don't say life, bro, I feel like that's just not enough, bro. This nigga is crazy. He not there, bro. You gotta watch out for people, bruh. You never know who's doing who or what other people are thinking in their heads, especially when they walk past you or they interact with you, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. You never know, bruh. You never know. You dead ass never know. Not actually life. Life is only 30 years, by the way. Not actually life. Still, bro. Even after the 30 years, my nigga, that still wouldn't be enough. Still wouldn't be enough, bro. That nigga is not there. He's not there, bro. He needs the little shit with the straight jacket, bro. That's what he needs. Cause that's some crazy shit. This nigga's crazy. Be careful, bro. Be careful about who you befriend. Be careful what you do things with. Be careful who you work with, bro. And be careful who you really start arguments with. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you gotta take a step back and be like, analyze the nigga. Is it really worth it? Just go on your own separate way, my nigga. Could get life and no bond. Bro. This nigga needs more than life, bro. I'm sorry, my nigga. Genuinely, he need more than life. That nigga needs the shit with the straight jacket, my nigga. It's simple as that. But, good video, though. It's really never that deep, bro. It really is never that deep, bro. I'm telling you. It's not, bro. It's like, I ain't gonna lie. You don't go around messing with, especially random, because you never know what random niggas be thinking at all, bro. You feel me? You never know what random niggas be thinking. You can't go around beefing with niggas, bro. You can't. You never know what they be thinking. Ever. Ever.